Morning. Welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. I saw in the news today that young adults now, they're no longer kids, but young adults are getting ready to move into dorms at university. And I can remember one summer I was out at UBC Hospital and I can remember that it was Labor Day where an awful lot of people just started coming back to school. Sorry. There we go. The week, sorry to get the glasses off. The week after Labor Day, there was a whole bunch of new student nurses and such. But the thing I remember was that for some reason I was outside. It was about 9 o'clock at night. And I went out trying to lower my blood sugar a bit before going to bed. And there was a lineup to get into emergency, and it was a lot of frat kids. Or people who were rushing, and there was frat parties and everything starting. And they got, let's say, violently ill from the alcohol, and it made me really start to think, you know what? Well, there's probably a lot of kids going back to or starting school, first time away from home, and you may have done the chat with them saying, you need to be careful, and alcohol and drugs and everything, but a lot of kids young adults will do things because of pressure from the group. I mean, we've all been there. We've all done something over the years. I never did like drinking. I mean, sure, I would go out for a drink, but I'd only like have one, and then after that, they just start tasting like turpentine, which is actually probably a good thing. Just had to get my iPad out of the way. It was just my arm, I couldn't sit down. So if you're heading to university for the first time, be aware. There's so much more alcohol now. Everyone tries to spike punches, tries to do everything. And if you end up drinking, especially if you're unexpected and end up, at a party or whatever, and you start drinking on an empty stomach, alcohol does weird things to your body. While it was sort of like explained to me years ago this way, that, well, first, alcohol increases your blood sugar level, but automatically then it goes and heads straight down. So a lot of young diabetics have found themselves in trouble. And there was a long lineup of people to get into emergency then. But you know what? It doesn't have to be. Oh yes, you gotta show that you're the big man, or you can hold your alcohol, and don't be so stupid. Stupid's not the right word, but don't be led down that trap. Excuse me. Early morning, Now, so often, people will take part in these things, and then will head home, or head back to the dorms, and go to sleep, and then they can't get up in the morning. They crashed. Now, a safe rule is that if you're drinking with someone, and if that's something you want to indulge in, fine, but make sure that that someone knows, I just have to move, that you are diabetic. I know, I'm just fidgeting this whole video. You want to do this to make it safe. And that, if you're running into difficulty, somebody can speak to you. The only problem with this is usually people get sick and then the other person's just totally drunk. And so make sure a couple of people know that you are diabetic. Make sure you're wearing your jewelry now. Where is it? Yeah, it's right there. This right here for me, I have I can never get this the right area. There we go. I have my medical alert band. Let's try to get focus. And I have a watch with the medical alert symbols on it too. Now, I wear all three because I'm such the brittle diabetic that I don't want me to crash anywhere. And trust me, I've done it. I've gone to get my cat some cat litter and drove around the store and I couldn't get cat litter. I couldn't find the cat litter. And I guess I went up around the front of the store and I was just spinning, and luckily an ambulance driver saw my medical alert and was able to call, not an ambulance driver, a worker, but when the ambulance got here, he saw the medical alert bracelet and called for help. That can happen. I mean, you're starting a new school, you're trying to set up your residence for the first time, people invite you out and about. It's so easy to do. Now, anytime an adult or someone older like myself tries to tell you something, you kind of like say, oh yeah, whatever. You know, it's not going to happen to me. And lo and behold, it happens to you. So, general rules. Make sure a couple of people know that you are a diabetic. When you're done drinking, heading back to your dorm, make sure you eat something. Do blood tests. And if you're sort of passed out, or you know, oh, well, I just want to go to sleep. Just want to go to sleep. That's when problems can happen. If you start being sick because of all that alcohol you've ingested, then maybe you need to go to the hospital. Now, just don't, oh, well, I've been drinking, so I need to go to the hospital. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you're finding yourself sick, if you're unable to kind of wake up and say, oh God, I'm low, and go and get something, then you need to go to the hospital. If you are vomiting, we've said this before, if you are vomiting for any reason, you need to go to the hospital. You need to get your insulin brought back into your system at a safe rate. You need to make sure that you're not going to lose more fluids. You don't want your fight or flight to go up. So just take care of yourself. So to all the new young people heading off to school, be safe with your diabetes. Have a great day. We'll talk to you later. Bye now.